I may have told you that the mainstream holiday collections are out, but it is the indie brand's time to shine. Today I'm going to be covering the new limited edition Odens holiday collection. I was really excited and looking forward to this collection because a couple of years ago they launched probably my most favorite on theme of Christmas holiday palettes out there. So I wanted to see what they could come out with this year because I feel like a holiday color story is quite limiting. I wanted to make sure I got this collection review up because the last collection I didn't get to cover because life was just lifing. So I'm filming these a little bit ahead of time, so I actually do not have the launch date or the prices. So I'll have them on screen for you guys. But as I'm filming this, I don't know any details about the collection. All I know is I have the palettes and I just want to play with them today. Today is an anxiety-ridden day, and I need a little bit of makeup therapy. So let's talk about it. Okay, I want to talk prices, but I really don't know. So they're on the screen. But they launched two palettes, the Silvery Bliss palette and the Rosy Jingle palette, which is a little bit interesting, I'm not gonna lie. You will see why. Now the reason I was super excited about this collection was because 2 years ago, their holiday collection with the Merry Christmas palette and the Christmas Eve palette, amazing quality, amazing color story. But I had paused because last year they launched the Snow Dream palette and the Hey Reindeer palette, and I did not really like these palettes. I thought that the quality on these seemed really off. The shimmers were either too thick and creamy, or they were, which I know normally sounds good but in a bad way, or they were too flaky. So I just did not love the quality last year. So I was like a little bit nervous. I was hoping we would get closer to what we got with the palettes 2 years ago. I feel like lately Odens has been launching like a really flaky formula that's just not my jam. So I was nervous with this, but I've already swatched these. We're in the clear. This is an amazing collection. I love this swatching of these. So we are gonna have to get these on the eyes because I haven't tried them. But thank goodness, because I was really sad about last year's. So anyways, we are going to do one palette at a time. I'm just going to do one eye per palette. So the first one I want to get into is the Rosy Jingle palette. Oh, and by the way, if you are interested in picking up this collection, I do have a discount code. It is morganturner for 10% off if you're looking to save a little bit of money if you are planning on picking these up. Rosy Jingle. This one's an interesting color story, honestly. Not screaming holiday, it's screaming spring to me, which I find odd, but anyways. Let's get into the details of this. So the first palette that we have is Rosy Jingle. So like most of the Odens palette, it comes in a sleeve, but underneath it reveals the same packaging. Here's the back of the palette. The palette is made in China, and it has a 36-month shelf life, which is fantastic. We also have all of the shade names here along the back. Okay, are we ready? So we have a mirror here at the top. Hello. And here are the colors. Honestly, is it giving Christmas or holidays at all? No, it's giving very much spring. But I'm not going to question it. We're just going to swatch it. You'll notice there's a little bit of a pattern going on here. We have 8 mattes and 8 shimmer / metallic shades. We'll have a feel of that. But it's in a pattern. Matte, shimmer, shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte. So we have Gentle Memories, which is kind of like a peach shade. New Year Wishes, which looks like a gold with some pink reflect. Rosy Jingle, very vibrant rose shade. And Celebration Heart. This is one of those interesting shades that look multicolored. Oh wow, that's like a multi-chrome it feels like. So we have the peachy shade. Yeah, that's like a yellow gold with pink sparkles. Quite vibrant. These two look close, but this one is like, bam. Next row, we have Sparkling, Pink Dream, Champagne, and Joyful. This looks like it has a little bit of satin in there. It's a matte, but I see a little bit of satin. So we have just a pale bluish shade, really icy for the winter. A pink, a orangey shade with purple shimmer, very interesting, and a yellow. One thing I notice about Odens Eye Factories is they can really do a very unique shift. Next row, Sweet Moments, which is a more vibrant pink. Radiant, a goldish green. Oh, this shade, Pure Silver, does not look like pure silver to me. I definitely see some purple. And then Warmth is kind of a grayish shade. So that more vibrant pink. It's like a yellow, like a green gold kind of, leaning more yellow. And we have that gray shade, a little bit of mauve in there. Wow, a little bit of purple in there. They say it's pure silver, nothing pure silver about that, but beautiful nonetheless. I'm really liking how all of the shimmers are feeling this time around. I felt like they went through a stint where some of them were really wet and flaky. I mean, we still have more to swatch, but I'm liking the texture of all of these. And then the final row, I mean, you know, I'm really attracted to Dreamy and Blue Cream. Not very blue, but anyways. And then we have Golden Bell and Toffeef. Is that supposed to be toffee? I don't know. Anyways, this has some satin to it for sure. This is like a light purple with a golden shift. While this color story did not scream holiday or Christmas to me whatsoever, I feel like the swatch is like a little bit more holiday-like. It still is like spring-like, but one thing I'm happy to report, there's no weirdness going on in the formulas here. These all feel super consistent and really beautiful and smooth. Here is the new one next to Hey Reindeer from last year, which I thought was quite pastel looking for being a holiday palette last year. I see a couple similar shades, but I would say overall these are two very different palettes. So if you have Hey Reindeer from last year and liked the vibe of it, I think you'll like this year's palette, but there will still be enough differences to justify both, if that's what you're on the market for looking to do. And here it is next to Hey, no, what is this? Snow Dream, excuse me. Now, Snow Dream is a lot more cool toned. I quite loved this color story. So these are two very different ones. Yeah, it's not giving holiday other than the packaging and the embossments here. But whatever, I don't care. I just love eyeshadow. So for today's look, I don't even know what direction I want to go. Let's go like gold. No, we're not going to do that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Joyful, just this light gold color, and I'm putting this on the inner third of the crease. And remember, today I'm just playing around. I'm looking for a little bit of makeup therapy, and if any brand is makeup therapy for me, it's Odens Eye, because I just love to play with their color combinations and see what looks I can come up with, because they always have the most unique color combinations. Okay, I'm wiping off my brush, and we're gonna have that lead into Pink Dream, which would be potentially a gorgeous blush. It's pulling a little bit lighter, a little bit more sheer, but I can make it work. I've always thought that Odens Eye mattes were just superior. Okay, get a little bit of a gradient going. It's becoming a little bit orange in between the yellow and the pink. And then I'm using some of Sweetest Moments out here, which this is quite a bright color. I'm actually wiping this off on a towel. I'm definitely gonna have to go back into Pink Dream. Kind of got washed away. And bring this back to life. Hello, spring. That's what this is screaming to me. And I'm going in with a smaller brush. And I'm going into Rosy Jingle. Oh, this one is neon. This is reminding me of the Huda Beauty neon eyeshadow palettes. If you know what I'm talking about, from years and years and years ago. And then there was a lawsuit on them. And then like years later, everybody could get their money back from them. Okay, and then to not cool everything down, but to tone everything down, I'm going to try and neutralize it. This is actually a satin shade, but I'm just going to pop this in the outer corner. It's not giving me as much as I would like. I feel like it's a little bit sheerer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, you're not getting depth with this palette. This is a almost pastel-like palette. You'll get more depth with the other palette, 110 billion%. So you might like that one a lot more. This one is going to be bright and springy. Okay, let's see. How do we want to do this? I want to do Celebration Heart, which is that fun multi-dimensional color. And normally when I do reviews like this, I have a few targeted colors that I want because they swatched weird. But this one I don't, because in this whole collection, none of them swatched weird. So I can just use the colors that I want. Like this color, which is insanely beautiful. And it's not giving me too much fallout, even though it felt really creamy. It's working onto the lid super nice. Okay. And then I'm trying to think what makes more sense. Let's do this blue. I think this will be a fun, unique pop in the center of the lid. What's the name of this? Sparkling. Yeah. I just am laughing though because holiday collection. Not very holiday-y look. That's really pretty. What a fun pop. And I'm thinking for the outer corner color, originally I was gonna do this, but I just think it's too bright. All of the colors are too bright. I'm gonna use my finger in that matte shade, which this shade kind of sucking, if I'm being honest. This is the only disappointment in this one. I got it to work actually. Oh, how fun is that? Yeah, and see, like there isn't a color that I could use as eyeliner. Now for my lower lash line, I was able to just go on with concealer on the under eye because I had no fallout. I'm gonna use some of Joyful again. I'm gonna run this along the inner half of the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna go into Sweetest Moments, or just Sweet Moment, excuse me. Using a Rephr 13 brush, which by the way, I think they're having a really big sale this year, right now, going on. Best eye brushes. Best. Okay. And I'm thinking, let's take some of Rosy Jungle. I mean, this is a rosy shade, and the name of this palette is Rosy Jingle, not Jungle. But it's quite neon. I wish it was more of like a mauve-y rose. But that's just what I'm into though. That's for personal preferences. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'll take actually like a small smudgy style brush. And let's use some of New Year Wishes, which is almost like a yellowy green. This one went on the brush a little bit more flaky, but I'm just pressing that right in this area because when it comes to Odens eye, I need that really textured, glittery look all over the eyelid. It's kind of the signature of what their brand creates. Really gorgeous, scattered, textured glitter. And then I'm cleaning that off, and I just want a hint of sparkling for cohesion on the lower lash line. Wipe off. I did get a little bit of fallout here. When we get the liner and lashes on, I think this is gonna look fun. It's quite a unique look with a unique set of colors for sure. Probably not my cup of tea color story wise. I'll be honest with you. If I did not receive this in PR, I probably would not have purchased this one. It doesn't look holiday-y enough for me, and the color is just really pastel-y. Not the vibes I'm looking for at the moment. But Rosy Jingle. Wait till we get the lashes on. Now this is the one I'm excited for, Silvery Bliss. Since it's getting me in the season for the holidays, I'm wearing like a Christmas tree colored sweater right now. I want to play with the reds. I can't tell you the last time I did a red look was. So that's the inspo, utilizing the reds. And reds can be very difficult to formulate. So to start off with our base shade, something to even out the eyelid, I'm going to take some of Wishful Dream. This is almost like a salmon-y color. Oh wait, oh my gosh, I was too eager to get this on my eyes. Pause. We're moving on to Silvery Dream. I really like this color story. I'm excited for it. I'm going to take you on over to the swatches. Next, we have Silvery Bliss. So this one's a lot more cool-toned looking, at least from the outside. And this one also has a 36-month shelf life and made in China. So same kind of packaging, just different coloring here. Now this one definitely looks a lot more holiday-y to me. I see the Christmas. I love the deep reds and burgundies that we have here. Again, same pattern of matte shimmer, matte shimmer. So Wishful Dream, kind of like a salmon color. Silver Stream, some of these names just don't match up. Like this has a very strong purple, or yeah, purpley pinky shift. Cocoa Milk, I like that name. And Golden Cup. So far, we are feeling really smooth. Oh, I'm so happy. This kind of swatched bad, that Cocoa Milk, but it might apply better. Really pretty. Vision is this dark plum. Again, super smooth feeling. Vintage Memories, Pink Fantasy, Chocolate Cake. I think I accidentally got a little bit of cocoa milk on this swatch. So if it looks funky, that would be why. So that one has a very strong black base. There's that red. Wow, that one has a lot of flex to it. That was Pink Fantasy. Ooh, these are looking good. Third row, Softness, Silvery Bliss, what the palette is named after. Ooh, very Silvery Bliss. Pure Red and Golden Glam. We don't get a lot of pure reds in palettes anymore. Softness, that'll be a pretty transition shade. Here's that Silvery Bliss. We have a lot of textures and glimmers going on. Pure Red. Wow. This Golden Glam feels really nice, very creamy. Final four, kind of deep, grungy vibes. Holiday Wishes. This looks like a red, oh, with some like silver and gold flecks. A dark gray, Longing here. That almost has a little bit of purple to it. It's like a gunmetal gray with a little bit of purple. Ugh. You guys, I can already tell from swatches, I'm so happy with this year's palettes. Such smooth colors. This does look like holiday to me, but it's like a grungy holiday palette, which I think is really unique. I'm liking these more now that I've swatched them for sure. And then just for review's sake, I'm putting Silvery Bliss next to the Merry Christmas palette because it gave me those rich red vibes, but obviously they're very different from one another. And then here is the Snow Dream palette from last year because they have that red that looks really close, the brown that looks really close. So these have like a number of similar shades, but again, they've still managed to make them quite different. Okay. Moral of the story, love the way those swatched. Love the grungy holiday vibes of this palette. Taking Wishful Dream. Just a little bit more pinky than I anticipated. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I'm like, wow. But I just want this to be that transition color to soften all the reds I'm about to put on my eyes. And now I'm taking a Rephr brush. I'm just now realizing the danger that could be messing with red. You know, let's just go for it. I'm taking Vintage Memories. Oh, please don't stain my eyelids. I have to leave the house after this without this makeup on. And I'm just gonna press this on my eyelid. I'm using a B03 brush, also from Rephr. Shader brush probably would have been a better idea. That's okay. Putting this all over the eyelid. Then I'm gonna take a clean blending brush. I'm gonna use BK Beauty N13 that they did in collaboration with Nikki LaRose. And I'm just gonna soften the edges of this. Get it all blended out. And to be clear, I'm acting like I know where I'm going with this, but I have no clue. I just knew that the red was gonna be the star of the show. Next, just out of curiosity, no, we're not doing that. I'm going into chocolate cake, which has a little bit more purple in there. And I'm going to go back and forth in the outer half of my crease and the outer corner as well, just like this. Wiping off my brush on a towel right now. Yeah, red is difficult. It's been a while since I've played with a shade like this, or a look like this. It's a little out of my comfort zone. But I'm gonna use circling motions really softly. Blend this out, adding no additional product to my brush. And if you want, you can always take a bigger blending brush. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. You just don't want to overblend red. Though it is pulling a lot more pink now. But to tone that down, I was actually concerned about this one. I said I wasn't concerned about anything, but this cocoa milk did not swatch well. And it's brown, and brown swatch well. But this is going to kind of neutralize our look. Take it down a notch. So I am circling this in the outer V. You see how that took us down a bit? It's less pink. Okay, and then I'm excited. New Year's End. There's a black. Circling this very gingerly in the outer corner. Getting smoky with it. Now it's not an Odens eye look without playing with the glimmers. So we're going to start off with Holiday Wishes. I'm really curious as to how this is going to apply over the base that I put. Ooh, yes. This is how I wanted it to look. You can see the gold glimmer. I'm actually going to go back in with that black over top of this. But, And then, inner corner, I'm debating if I want Silver Stream or Pink Fantasy. Probably Pink Fantasy. Yeah, Silver Stream has too much pink to it. So, what finger is best for me to get in there? Using Pink Fantasy and pressing. Sorry, it's out of focus there. But this is what Odens Eye does best. These really textured, separated glitters that are very fine and don't give you fallout. It's really amazing that they're able to do this formula. Okay, I'm going in with just a hint more black. Let's work out the blend. Make sure everything is softened. Now, lower lash line, I want to do it really smoky. I'm going to start off with pure red. This is quite red, isn't it? But I'm just going to blend this out because I want the red to peek through underneath. This is giving vampy Halloween-y, even though we're past Halloween. And I'm taking a pointer brush like this, and this one is from Kaleidos from a while ago. Taking that black, and I'm just going to run this along the lower lash line. I'll probably run and get a black eyeliner to put in the waterline. Yeah, for sure I'm going to need to do that. But just work on softly blending this. And I'm going to pat the black on my upper lash line as well. Let me get a brush for that actually. So I'm just using an angled brush, patting this on the upper lash line. Oh, I'm so excited for the holiday stuff, you guys. I am dying to go decor shopping for Christmas. Like, dying too, but I just feel like it's too early. And I also need to hold myself off because I don't want to buy too much. Because, you know, I feel like Christmas decorations are a thing that you collect over the years. So it's going to be difficult to like want to have a Christmas Wonderland downstairs, but also to not waste my money and to be a little bit selective with what I get so that over the years I can just have stuff that I really, really love. I think we're gonna go, my goal is to go really traditional decorations so that they'll just look good no matter what. So lots of gold and green and red, nothing trendy. There's a lot of things that I have in mind. I don't love decorating, but for Christmas, I do. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna put on some eyeliner and we'll get this really smoked out. And I'll show you the final looks. I have popped on a lash. The red lip might have been taking it too far, but 'tis the season. I wanted to. But here are the looks with the Rosy Jingle. Obviously, there's so many more shades that I need to try, but we got this. And then this for like, I don't know, a dramatic date night in the holidays. Love it. The second I saw this Silvery Bliss, I was like, I need to do some sort of grungy look. Overall thoughts about this year's palettes, quality-wise, very, very good. Color story-wise, the Rosy Jingle doesn't really scream to me. You're not going to get any depth with this. If you like that pastel vibe and this kind of look, then be my guest. But for me, it's all about the Silvery Bliss. I love that it's almost like a grungy holiday kind of palette, and this one I feel like I do get some holiday vibes. Now, did this be my all-time favorite holiday palette with the Merry Christmas and the Christmas Eve palette? Nope, this is still Odens' Eyes' best work, if you ask me. But I know this video was just a little bit more casual. I really just wanted to play with some eyeshadows and leave it to Odens' Eye to allow me to just have fun, play with different colors that I wouldn't normally play with. I'll have all of the details of launch date, links, everything down below about these palettes. Remember, I do have that code morganturner if you want to save 10% off, but there's also a lot of other creators who also have amazing codes. And when it comes to Odens' Eye, you know, when I use their palettes, I use them a lot. I create a lot of different looks because their palettes really inspire me and get me in the mood to play with eyeshadows. So you'll be seeing a lot more of these from me, and they will be in an upcoming rankings towards the end of the year. I definitely need more time with these to get my full thoughts on these and to see which ones I actually end up using. But so far, it's looking good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know your thoughts on this holiday collection launch down below. Are you picking these up? And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.